Yeah! Welcome to the Fins Tailgate, y'all. Hey, thank y'all so much. Everybody that's already here in the comments, man, we so much appreciate y'all being here. It means a lot to us. We're doing this for y'all, and y'all keep coming back, and it's awesome to see. Y'all don't forget, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, if you're on Twitch, whatever it may be, jump over to YouTube, jump in the comments. Today is going to be a fan interaction type episode. We hope to. This is episode 1. I'm gonna let Tonk tell you what it is, but y'all just like, subscribe. We really need the likes right now. If you've watched previous videos and haven't gone and liked them yet, please go back through them and just hit the like. You ain't got to watch them again, but we appreciate all the viewership. We appreciate everything that y'all are, all the input y'all give us. It really does mean a lot. We are doing this for y'all, and we want to get better for y'all. And so any tips and stuff we have, man, it's awesome, and keep it coming. We just crossed the 150 subscribers. Hey, what up, Estefan? Yeah, we just crossed 150 subscribers. So, round of applause for El Capitan and the Fins Tailgate. Yeah, man, thank y'all so much. And dude, it's growing, and we have some really cool stuff coming for y'all. We've got some behind the scenes stuff going on that is, I know I'm excited as can be about it. That video, some of the animations we've started, it's just the tip of the iceberg. We're really going to be going hard for this, and really trying to bring y'all a show every time we come on. And thank you so much, Andres, for the congrats. We do appreciate it. And yeah, Tonk, why don't you take it away, bud? Tonight's a special episode 1 of TMI, so go ahead, Bubba.
Yes. Hello. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, them and they. Welcome to the first edition of TMI. I am your host, Tonk 7, and my Texas homie here, Mike on the mic. So we have a show here for you tonight. We got about 10 topics that we're going to be covering. And we're kind of going on how the public is feeling in the comments about what we're saying, what we're agreeing with, what we're disagreeing with. We'd like your feedback, and we're trying to see who gets the most likes. And at the very end, we kind of win the show. And then with that, we get kind of like a FaceTime. So it's kind of like similar shows on ESPN. We're just trying to bring our own twist to it. We got our producer, El Capitan, in the background, doing all the work. He's putting in a lot of work right now, guys. He's putting it in, and it's bringing me and Mike to this. We are very fortunate that to be a part of this. So we're trying to take over and be the best show on the Fins and the Fans Tailgate.
Yes, sir. So hey, I want to say real quick, what up, Dogsy? Thank you so much for coming back, bro. I'm glad you're still alive. Glad you're still making it. Hope you're getting closer to that special day for you. But all right, Tonk. Well, you want to jump right in, or you got anything you want to say first?
Yeah. So no, I'm good. You want to run it, or you want me to run it?
No, you go ahead, Bubba. This is your show. I'm just here for
we're going to start out with Cause for Cleats. So this is kind of like an organization that NFL players get involved with, and whatever they work with, that actual cause goes on their cleats. And me and Mike have chosen the cause in the player that we think is where we agree with more, or we have sorry, I'm kind of at a lot. Like,
it's going to be basically who, which one touched us the most, which was the cause that we really, it struck a nerve in us, and it really means something to us. So we're just happy that a player is representing it, multiple players, whatever it may be. But why don't you go first, Tonk? Who's your player, and
for this week, I am choosing Ryan Ramczyk. He is on the New Orleans Saints, and his cause for cleats is it's called Post Adoption Services. So it's an organization that helps with once you adopt a child, or once a child is adopted, to go through that transition and to help everything go smoother. It's called the Jockey Bean Family, and this I hopefully one day might adopt, and it's something that I think is really important to kind of, it's kind of like saving a life. and just to pull kids out of the system and get them into a home and into a family, and just bring more attention to that ever growing situation in our country of kids that need to be adopted. What
For
about you,
sure, for
Mike?
sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you on that one. I just real quick to touch on yours. My wife and I have talked about adopting down the road as well. So that's an awesome one, man. Rand Ramchek, that's really cool because that is an area that needs to be brought more light to. So mine um, is Autism Speaks. Um, Down the years, just real quick, there's more than just one player, but Jerron Harmon, New England Patriots, Brian O'Neill when he was with the Minnesota Vikings, Mike McGlinchey, Kendrick Bourne, Donovan Smith, Chidobe Awuzie, Daniel Ross, Mike Weber, Isaiah Prince, Eric Smith, Chris Cooper, Aldrick Robinson, Tyus Bowser, and Gabe Jackson. I want to pull back the curtain on why that means so much to me. We recently have found out that our twins will be tested for autism going forward, a little bit behind on their development. And so my wife has educated me a lot on autism over the years. And one of the things that, there's many people out there that don't even realize they have autism, and people don't realize they have autism. They just think they're weird and they just think they're awkward. But there's highly functioning autistic people out in this world that get they're different, and it's okay. And Autism Speaks is just bringing awareness to the condition that we're born with. If you do have autism, it's nothing. It doesn't make you any different than anybody else. You just need more love and you need more care. And so it really touches my heart, especially this year. And with the news that we have about our twins, that was my favorite, by far my favorite cause that was out there in the NFL this season. So that one, I mean, I'm gonna mark that one up as a tie. I don't think you can really pick a side. Both of them are really good, so we'll just go with a tie on that one. And right now it's tied 0-0 because, or 1-1 because
1-1.
I like it. We're 1-1.
Well, can you have, I mean, for cause for cleats, I mean, is there one that wins in autism? I'd like to speak on it, like how it's kind of like a spectrum. And and they're trying to still figure out what is the real cause for this. Is it environmental? Is it something we're introducing? And yes, there's a lot of, and it's becoming more in our society, autism. So it's definitely good to have more, more work for it. And I hope that, you, whatever goes on with you and your family, I wish you the best.
Thank you very much.
And I'm here for you. Thank you for sharing that on top of that. And I'm sure you can be optimistic. But anyways, that was very enlightful and very, very thoughtful of you to bring that in.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And like what Cole said,
Color's talking about. He's talking about.
Is there arthritis cause for cleats? Probably is.
That's what up, Big John Stud. Appreciate you stopping in, man. And guys, real quick. I don't mean to interrupt you, Tonk, but everybody in the comments, we are going to get to Miami Dolphins and what's been going on and share a little bit of our thoughts about it. We're going to get through this, and it'll be one of the, especially if I get my 2 minutes, y'all are all getting your wish. I'm going ham on Tua, guys.
Like every other show is going to be about the Dolphins trying to bring something a little different. I mean, spicy ups Tuesday.
All right, so Tuesday. Next, Mr. Producer, what's our next one?
So what we got, NFL playoff time.
All right, rapid fire.
Okay.
All right, I got the first game. You ready?
Okay, go.
Pittsburgh, Kansas City.
Pittsburgh, Kansas City. Kansas City.
Okay, same here. New England, Buffalo.
New England.
Ooh, I'm taking Buffalo in that one. All right. Cincinnati and Vegas.
Cincinnati, Joe Burrow. Lights out.
Okay, I think I'm in agreement on that. As long as he's healthy. I don't know. I saw him get hurt, but I'll take Cincy with that one as well.
Oh,
all right, NFC.
That, still.
Yeah, NFC. Philadelphia.
NFC. I gotta go with the Bucs. Come on.
Okay. I'm in agreement. Yeah, I don't think I don't know, man. The Eagles have been running the ball really well, but Tampa Bay is so strong.
Any playoff team is I don't really see an underdog in the playoffs. You made it to the playoffs, no matter your seeding, no matter why, you're there. You know, and when the Bucs played Washington last year, like it was a competitive game, so you never know how things could go.
All right, this one in my local market is going to be a doozy, but San Francisco and Dallas.
Oh man, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I'm gonna go with Dallas.
Yeah, I want
I'm gonna
to,
go Dallas.
but here's the deal. Like, it's so hard for me to pick Dallas because I've been here so long, watching them choke so many different times. But
Yeah,
I just got a different feeling about them this year. I agree. I think it's Dallas.
I
All
think
right,
I
and
think that
then
the stuff they've been working for is starting to take off.
yeah, I really think it is too. Everybody's starting to get healthy at the right time. Minus Michael Gallup, he's out for the season. But and I don't know if Tyron Smith's gonna be back, but they did pretty well without him. All right, and then the last one is gonna be Arizona and Los Angeles.
Oh man, divisional games.
Mm-hmm.
There's two. That's two divisional games. I'm gonna go L.A. I'm going LA.
That's a tough one.
It's Stafford's first playoff game, dude. He's got a shot. He's got a shot.
I'm gonna go Arizona. I got a feeling they wasted some money this year in LA, so I'm taking Arizona. So to recap, I've got Arizona, you got the Rams. We both have the Cowboys over the 49ers. We both have the Bucks over the Eagles. We both have Cincy over the Raiders. You picked the Pats, I picked the Bills.
Yeah.
And we both picked the Chiefs over the Steelers. And then Titans and Green Bay have a first round bye. We'll get to that one next week.
Yeah, that'll be next week.
Yep. So, all right. What's the next question, Mr. El Capitan?
Let's see. National championship. So, in your opinion, was it more about who lost or who won, and your impression of the game?
Okay. And Alexander does bring up a good point. Stafford has been in the playoffs before, but he's just never had very much success. But national championship game. I mean, he may be. I'm trusting I'm trusting the fans at this point. I'm pretty sure he probably knows his stuff, and I'm lost my mind. I felt like he had been there before, but it was back when they had Megatron, and I don't remember who they had at running back.
He doesn't have a win. I do think I know that.
No, he hasn't had any success. Yeah. But all right, national championship game. Personally, I'm sick and tired of Alabama winning. So I was really happy to see him lose. I had a little bit of love to see Kirby Smart beat Saban and that whole storyline, and I was glad for the Georgia players after their first game against Alabama this year. But man, I was so happy to see Alabama lose. But my observation from that game though was, man, there's a lot of NFL talent in the SEC, bro. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
oh my crazy, goodness. Dude. There's so much talent in the SEC. It's insane. That entire Georgia team could be drafted. It's just dumb. Yeah. But all right, so what about you, bud?
So I am definitely more happy that Georgia won, and actually that white hat back there is a Georgia hat. I am a fan. Georgia and Gators are my two favorite college teams. I was really happy to see it because finally, I think Saban's former employees are starting to figure him out. That's twice now this year that so it was Texas A&M beat him.
Well, Jimbo Fisher never coached with him at Alabama, but he was an assistant. So yes, you are right.
I think at LSU. Beat him. I think at LSU, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know when Kirby Smart worked under him, but
Alabama.
I think they're starting to figure him out.
Yeah.
I don't know how much the injuries had to do with it. There was an injury that cut the player out of the game, and then there was an injury that happened during the game.
John Mechie and Jameson
starting to figure him out. I think they're starting to figure out because, man, just the defense of that game, dude. The defense of that game was crazy. That was one of the best games I've seen. Like, I like how it was all field goals first half.
Oh, I'm partial, Bubba.
And then, well, I'm not really into that, but just how it took off at the end. The defense and the interceptions and just like, man,
the sacks in the game.
Dude, like you could tell that they put so much emphasis on beating Alabama with how they were playing them, like with stopping them, not even letting them get really down the field and then just stopping. Same with Alabama, but it was just crazy how, like, I like.
You don't expect that. You don't expect that from a Saban team.
No,
that's my thing. I didn't expect the Saban team to look like that.
But seeing defense like win the game and like bring the ball down to the end zone or even score touchdowns off defense is like my favorite thing. It's just like it's just so awesome. It's just like it takes so much talent to accomplish that. The corners and the safeties, out there chewing up the turf, man. But yeah, I thought that was a really, really good game. And
Well, you won the last two based on the comments. Somebody went with the Pats over the Bills. That was the only comment we got. So you're up 3-1 right now.
woo! And I got some good for if I win too. So staying with football, about I think at least five
7.
head coaches. Oh,
7.
7?
Yeah. I'll get the list ready for you, but go ahead and tell them
I
what the
have
question's
5.
Yeah.
So NFL coaches got the hammer.
Black
Where
Monday, Bubba.
is the best destination? Where would you go if you were a head coach? And what are the teams? Let's say all the teams first before you give your pick, please.
Okay. So yeah, hang on one second. So there's the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Nope.
They got the Urban Meyer fired mid-season, or not mid-season,
well,
but right.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, the Giants just fired Joe Judge this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then you've got, of course, Brian Flores is gone. You've got Las Vegas Raiders. They do have an interim coach in Rick Bisaccia, but he's gone. John Gruden was let go. And then you have the Minnesota Vikings. They let Mike Zimmer go. Mm-hmm. And then we have, I believe that's all of them, right?
So we got the Giants, the Dolphins, the Bears.
Yeah, the Bears, Matt Nagy. About that one, yep.
The Vikings, the Broncos, the Jags, and Vegas.
Yep, and the Raiders. Cool. So where are you going? If you were a coach, what looks best? Hang on real quick before you get your answer. The Fins Tailgate fam, we are going to open it up as soon as TMI is over. I'm going to do some Mike on the Mic solo with you guys in the comments. We'll get one of y'all, we'll drop a link. Y'all can jump in. Tonk will be backstage if he has some stuff he wants to say as well. But we will do kind of like a solo interview. I'll let everybody get your voice heard. I'll give you my thoughts on it. So it is going to be fun. Just
especially on the topics. Topics. Write it down. Type it out. Let us know.
So where are you going if you were a coach?
Man, I'm not really a fan of the Raiders, but I like what they got going on in Vegas. I like Derek Carr. I like Derek Carr a lot. I think that he's got a lot of talent. And I think that I'm not really too much a fan of John Gruden, even though he won with Tampa, but I think he had something going. I would, and then the Jags, like, man, I like their quarterback, but this is hard. This is a hard one. It's kind of hard. I would say probably Vegas.
Okay. Why Vegas over Jacksonville? Because that was your second.
Because new stadium, new city, rejuvenation, Derek Carr, and
Johnny 2020 says Miami has the most cap space.
And just seeing how they lost their head coach after it's like 6 games, 7 games into the season, and then they still made it to the playoffs, even like to go through that and then to still make it to the playoffs, you have the talent there. It's there. It's ready to go.
So
even though the Dolphins were 1 win away from the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, just with Vegas and the city and stuff like that, and a new football team there, and how much it, how it invigorates a city, I think that would be a really good look.
So, and I'm almost always gonna go with the team that is closest to winning. Almost always. There's a certain gentleman in Florida, though, that I've had my eye on for a long time. I would take Jacksonville. Let me tell you why. This league, you have to have a stud QB, a QB that's gonna be, and obviously he hasn't proven anything, but I think his development was hindered by Urban Meyer. But I'm picking Jacksonville because that city is craving just something to be good. They haven't been good since Mark Brunell, or and I kind of hope Byron Leftwich does go there, but I think I would take Jacksonville because I'm not convinced Trevor Lawrence is as bad as he looked. People, Big John Stud said hit the like button. Definitely jump in, hit the like button, please. But in the very state of the teams right now, I would go to Jacksonville because I would believe that I'm a long game guy, and I have faith that Trevor Lawrence is going to be a stud. And maybe he won't be, but I'm taking a chance on Trevor Lawrence. I'm picking who I think is going to be the best quarterback going forward out of the vacancies, and I definitely would take Trevor Lawrence. And then and have to bring in a good staff and all that kind of stuff. But I'm picking Jacksonville, and Vegas is great. Vegas with the new stadium and everything, that would have been maybe my second choice because of the new stadium. But I'm definitely taking Jacksonville, and I really hope Byron Leftwich goes Jacksonville and ends his career in Jacksonville where he started. That'd be dope.
Yeah, it's so like that whole situation with Urban Meyer. Like I don't understand. Like he is a good coach. I think that he's gotten a little way of I don't know, just everything that happened with him there.
Bro, he had a buddy of his when he was on a live interview, national television. He had a buddy of his hit a bong behind the camera. So it's all assumed, but you can hear it, and it was bubbling, and definitely, bro. Like Urban Meyer is trash, but
it's like I mean, it's like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah,
like, what are you doing, man?
Yep.
Like he went undefeated with Utah. He brought the Gators 2 championships. He went undefeated with Ohio State championship. Like it's like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah, he had everything. He had the world, and then he quit a bunch of jobs because of some excuses. But that's besides the point. I'm picking Jacksonville. You're picking Vegas. So I'm gonna the reason I'm leaving Miami out if you haven't noticed. As much as I would love to go coach my own team, my favorite team, but there's so much dysfunction going on right now in Miami, and until it gets fixed, I don't know if if I was a coach, I don't know if I'd want to go deal with it, to be honest with you. And that's why I think we'll get to that here in a second.
That's one of the reasons. I mean, and I'm like, man, they got a decent defense.
They got the most cap space. If
they work on that offensive line a little bit, man, they could do it. But I'm just like, I don't know.
Yep.
And I'm not really like big into like Vegas and all that, but just like I don't know. Like I said, the rejuvenation and how it.
I hear you. And dude, you could be the man that made the Vegas stadium. Why not, bro? Like, it's a great position. I 100% believe in Vegas, too. But, all right, so, hot topic. I'm going to introduce this one. College sports has started paying players. Good. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to disagree, but I'm gonna ask you, I'm going to argue a side that I've heard for years because I want to hear what the commenters, Color, Big John, Estefan, Ilias, everybody, Andres, if y'all have any input, please give it. But if they receive a scholarship, or not a scholarship, if they get an NIL deal and they're making enough money that covers their college tuition and gives them enough to survive on and, live comfortable while they're in college, I believe they should give up their scholarship. Now, let me tell you why. If they're making enough money to pay for their school and plus some, and there's a kid out there that doesn't have the money to go, why should they hold their scholarship instead of giving it to a guy that could use it or a girl that could use it? I mean, there's those NIL, the girls that are in college, I think they're volleyball players. They signed $1 million deal with, I forgot it's some Bang energy drink. I don't remember what it is, but they signed $1 million deal. If they have scholarships, they shouldn't have those scholarships anymore because there's people out there that need them. So I believe it's a good thing that they're paying players, but I think if they're going to do this long term, they should put some stipulations on it, and they shouldn't have their scholarship still. So, what do you think?
I mean, $1 million, like if you're
not even $1 million, just enough to pay their tuition.
Yeah. So depending on how much, if it's I haven't looked in to see how much they're actually getting paid, and I hope that I would assume or see that it's like kind of on a sliding scale. Like of course probably college football. I mean, imagine how much money Tim Tebow brought to Florida Gators. And with them being paid, are they also allowed to get paid from like endorsements?
Yeah,
I don't know that right now.
No, they are. They have to go through an NIL deal. It has to be an NIL deal.
That can be unlimited, right? So I mean, it just depends on how much they're making.
Bryce Young,
if you sign a contract for $1 million, like no, you like it's not like you're forfeiting the scholarship, but I mean, scholarship. I mean, like it could cost maybe $250,000 for you to go to that school for 4 years. So that's $250,000. It's still,
they're getting paid every year they're in there, though.
It's just like it depends on how much they're getting paid.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially with very physical sports where they could tear ACLs, where they can get CTE, where they could break this, where they could break that. I'm not going to be pulling stuff away from them just because they're making money. But if they're pulling up in Ferraris and stuff, well, no, you don't need your scholarship money. And especially right for kids who or aren't playing sports, they're just there because other reasons academically, not so much extracurricular, but just like they're really good at math and science, and they got straight A's.
El Capitan brought up a college cap, and I think that's something that we should definitely discuss in a future episode, because that would be a great topic to figure out if that's something that's in the future.
With that, who makes the cap? NCAA, the university, who makes that cap?
If the NCAA is going to get behind it fully, they have to have control.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what's taking it so long now, because they've had control. I mean, that's why we're hearing about leagues like saying, hey, let's just get rid of the NCAA. And like, if the SEC really wanted to, they could become their own league.
So, yeah, that's true. All right. So you're up 3-2, because I had a bunch of people, I think Big John and Andres agreed with me in the chat about taking scholarships away. So, favorite play of the NFL weekend. It's not the game, but the play.
My favorite play
of the NFL weekend.
It was so badass. It was the Lions and the Packers, and it was when they did the Wildcat kind of formation, and they used a couple receivers, and they threw it back to the quarterback, the one from the Rams. What's his name? Jared Goff, and he threw it in for a touchdown. It was just like, I noticed that game specifically, that it was just like they were pulling all these plays out of the hat. It's like, why weren't you guys doing this during the season? Like, why is the last game that you're doing all this fun stuff? And I don't know how much it had to do with the Packers, but that play was so awesome. And it was just like, I like seeing stuff like that in the NFL. I like seeing trick stuff and coming out of the sideline, not just like standing in the pocket and throwing the football. Yeah. What about you?
I got you. So mine, I'm taking it home. It's Xavier Howard pick six. Anytime you can do that to New England, and every time you can do that to New England, sign me up. The Miami Miracle. You do that was a trick play back in the day, but yeah, 100%. Xavier Howard pick six by a mile was my favorite play of the weekend, and I think I'm going to default to win this one because I did pick a Miami play, and we are the Fins tailgate, so I think it's tied 3-3.
Nothing wrong with that. All right. Favorite game of the weekend.
You want me to go first? You want to take the reins?
You go first.
All right, I'm going to jump on my horse for this one.
Like it's beer pong.
This is kind of in depth. Of course, for me, it was the Las Vegas and Chargers game. I'm going to tell you real quick why. Mm-hmm. I saw the interception, but with about 8 minutes to go, Herbert throws an interception. I was like, oh, okay, this game might be over. They had failed on a fourth down conversion earlier in the game from their own 18-yard line, so they were 0-1 on fourth. Well, they finished the game 6 of 7 on fourth down, and Justin Herbert time and time again completed a 4th and 10 pass to keep them in the game, get them. So they were down 15 with 7 minutes to go, got the touchdown, got the ball back, scored again after like 2 or 3 fourth down conversions on their final drive just to get that final touchdown, aided by a penalty on one of them. And then they get to overtime, and Chargers go down, and the Vegas goes down, gets field goal. I thought for sure Vegas was driving. They looked like they were going to score, and I was like, oh, game's over. And then the Chargers go down and get a field goal. So this is when the game got interesting. Now, I believe there's another fourth down conversion for the Chargers to get to the field goal range. And this is when the game got interesting because there was about 2 minutes. I think it was 2-minute warning. Vegas had the ball. They were on the Chargers 45-yard. No, they were on their own 45-yard line. They got to the Chargers 45-yard line. The less than a minute going, running clock. Here's why it was crazy for me, because Pittsburgh was in the playoffs when that game started. If either the Raiders or the Chargers won the game. If the Raiders and the Chargers tied, Pittsburgh went home.
Yeah. Is that crazy? What crazy
Pittsburgh's roller coaster ride on Sunday was by far had to have been the most heart attacks in Pittsburgh, period, because Raiders are running the clock out. It's obvious. They're not in a rush. They're not calling the
you
timeout.
can tell. You can tell.
There's 35 seconds to go. and Brandon Staley calls a timeout with 33 seconds left on the clock. Oh my gosh! And then the Vegas coach Rick Bisaccia decided, okay, fine, I'll kick a field goal. Got another 6-7 yards, made it a little bit easier, and they won the game. And I'm convinced the Raiders were set with a tie. They didn't want to get anybody hurt. They were totally cool. They were both going to get in the playoffs. They would have met their goal. But that was my favorite game of the weekend by a mile.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for a tie. I was like, I've never seen a tie lead to both teams going into the playoffs. Like, that was crazy. Yeah, that was a very interesting game. My favorite game, though, actually, favorite play and favorite game was the Lions and the Packers. I just, like how bad the Lions were doing all season, and then like they just come back and win this game, and I don't, and then like I like it because Green Bay wasn't worried about winning, so they were letting Justin Love play, get him some time, and Jordan Love, I'm sorry. Get him some time, to get his feet wet. Let Aaron Rodgers rest a little bit. I don't know how much of that broken toe is still bothering him. And just seeing, like, because I knew, like, I had a feeling that game, since since Packers didn't really care how much if they won, I knew that the Lions were just going to give it all they had. I knew it was going to be a good game. I knew it was going to be a crazy game, and it was. And like, and I'm not too much of a fan of the head coach, but I don't know how much it had to do with the offensive coordinator running that game, running the plays. But I just liked it. I like what they brought out, and I just had that feeling like when the game turned on that it was going to be this wild, crazy game, and then that play, and then I don't know. I like seeing teams that have nothing to lose win, and it's kind of like with the Dolphins and the Pats. Like the Dolphins they already lost; they weren't going to the playoffs, and then they beat the Pats.
Yeah,
it's like,
I hear you.
Man. Like just it's just like these teams just get it together, and then the Jags won.
Yep. All right, let's get to the next question. Yeah, let's get to the next question. Let's call that a tie.
What is going on here? So the next one, college playoff expansion from 4 to 8 or 12. What do you think?
I'm a fan of more football, so I'm gonna say 12. I think 12.
I think 8.
You saying 8? Yeah, I'm gonna real quick say why I picked 12. I picked 12 because any team can get hot. We see it in the NFL playoffs. If you've got 12 teams in, you're more likely to get some upsets. You're more likely to get some drama. I would go with 12.
I feel you on that. I'm saying 8 because I don't think the talent is there for 12. I mean, like, it'll be like, imagine number 1 team playing the number 12 team. It's just like, they're going to probably destroy them. Look what they did to Cincinnati. Destroyed them. And then who else was it? That was, it was Ohio State. No, it was Michigan. And then just kind of destroyed them. It's just like, I like it. And plus, I just think there's too many games for college season to have that many more games. And like, what are you going to do? Take all the bowl games away? Because like,
no, the bowl games would just be a playoff game.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I think like it's taking too many of the bowl games away and making them playoff games rather than like that one bowl game. And then I plus, if you have that many games, are they getting a ring for all these bowl games so you could come out with like 4 rings, like 3 rings at the end of the season? You got that. The Conference Championship. It's just like it's too many games. Too many games if you're doing it with all these bowl games. I say 8 because I think a little bit more playoff college is good, but not 12. That's just too many.
So I think we can both agree that just an expansion has to happen. So we'll stay tied at 3-3. We're going to go to our second to last question here. All right. What is your favorite Winter Olympics sport?
Winter Olympics is I think they're about to start. And I was gonna say it's probably the coolest sport in the Winter Olympics, and it's the snowboarding, and the half pipe and just sliding, and just all the tricks and stuff like that. I think it's just like it looks like it's incorporating skateboards. It's kind of like it looks like it's taking one sport and transitioning into another sport. The same theory of that actual sport. So I just like, seeing the plays that happens, and just, seeing just the, the amazingness, and then, and then going down and doing half pipes and stuff like that. So it's just a really fun sport to watch.
I can't disagree with you, but that's not a traditional Winter Olympic sport. I'm going way traditional. I'm going back to like when I was a young kid.
Okay.
And I grew up on one of my favorite movies, partially because of the accents and the one-liners that came out of it. It was Cool Running. My favorite Winter Olympic sport is bobsled. I think it's so much fun. And I partially watch it now for the wrecks because they're going so fast when they flip and that thing goes up in the air and they're falling out and everything. Oh, dude, I love bobsled. Bobsled is by far my favorite Olympic sport.
Yeah, it's cool because it's a team sport, and and R.I.P. John Candy and Jamaica has a bobsled team. Yeah, like it's like you if you saw that movie one time, you'll never forget that little song, that little ditty they got going on.
Yeah. All right, cool. So
we're gonna cap this off tonight.
Real quick though, we're still tied because I don't think we can really argue against either one of those sports. I think you got a lot of fans of snowboarding and a lot of fans of bobsled. So for the first episode, we're not really winning. We're tied. So let's keep going though. This last one is gonna be fun, guys.
Yeah, we'll see who wins after this. So USAFL, which to my surprise, when I looked it up, you even said it's rugby, and I was like, oh, rugby, USAFL. I thought it was gonna be another like American football, but it's bringing Australian football.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on
real quick
USAFL?
Real quick, I want El Capitan in the back. For those of y'all in the comments, bear with us. We're going to show you a little video on the USAFL.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Cap.
My first game, I stood there and I was just like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm just going to run. I just kept going, and I kept going to practice. I kept going to the games. And eventually it just clicked. And I was just like, oh, I get it now. Like, this is fun.
Sweet.
Aussie rules, is also known as footy, is the equivalent of like the NFL here. And so in Australia, they call it AFL.
So in Australia, it's still a huge sport, especially for the women. It's getting even bigger.
It's empowering for women, young women.
It's really great to just be able to run around and just have so much fun with a bunch of people that love the same sport that you do. It just gives me this energy that I just can't describe, and it just brings me like so much joy.
Sorry. Yeah, real quick. I like how they highlighted the women in that. I think it's going to be fun. I think rugby is a sport that a lot of people could grab a hold and maybe just haven't had the opportunity to watch it before, but it's really fun. It's, it's the same type of sport as football, just with less rules and more fighting, not fighting, but like, I mean, they are fighting. They're wrestling on the ground, trying to get the ball. They're dog piles. They're everything about it. I have a friend of mine, his name's Demario Davis, and he used to play rugby here in Arlington, Texas. So it's a really cool thing. And dude, the fact that they have 48 men's teams and 31 women's teams, dude, there's going to be so many more opportunities for people that maybe not be able to play in football could go out there and try and play rugby and probably succeed at it. And it's a way for people to be active and get in shape. Dude, I'm a fan of the USAFL. I might actually watch a few games if I can find them.
Yeah, I'm going to have to see if there's a Seattle team. I definitely want to go check that out. And I like how they have men's and women's sections of it. And it's cool because like I like seeing women being introduced into male sports, like coaching players, and just being incorporated. And I just like the cohesiveness that we're having, bringing, like the woman kicker at Vanderbilt. And then we have, I think there was a woman that's hired to coach a baseball team. It's a minor league team. And then,
and there was also a woman, a female made her first appearance in a professional baseball game, but as a pitcher too. So it's starting to incorporate more women.
Awesome. Like I love it. And I think that, this other league will kind of keep people, going while the NFL is during the off season.
Well, I'm gonna tell you now,
and maybe bring some, like you said, if they're not good enough to play in the NFL, they go do rugby, or maybe they're good enough to go from rugby into the NFL. So, and it looks like it's not as damaging. I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's not as many concussions. There's more broken bones and stuff. But I'll tell you what, I got a daughter that's wickedly strong, and there's some lingerie football leagues and some female football leagues out there. But for her to have an opportunity to play something like this, if she wants to, and that be able to be an avenue to take out her anger and her frustration, whatever it is, to go out there and play some rugby, because she's wicked strong, bro. She's almost 3 and she's crazy strong. So it would be really cool to see her to be able to play something like that. So I think we're going to end in a tie, and I think I'm going to, we'll split this up. You got 1 minute, Bubba. Real quick before we get to the yeah, we did say rugby, Dog Z. We were talking about the USAFL, the United States Australian Football League. We'll get back to it maybe on a different show.
Okay, so I'm
and
gonna
cover it
go
a little
grab
bit more.
what I'm gonna talk about for the 1 minute while you talk about your 1 minute
Yeah.
first. All right, you go first.
Yeah, so my 1 minute, I'm gonna do some turbo time. There is some crazy back and forth going on in the comments. Somebody said that I needed to let Tua have it. So here's my deal. I got 1 minute starting right now. I got 56 seconds, so I'm gonna go quick. Tua, I don't know what his ceiling is right at this point. He still hasn't shown me what his ceiling can be. He's shown me 15 to 20 throws where I'm like, okay, my gosh, that was a crazy good throw. Can you repeat it? Doesn't repeat it in a game very often. He doesn't repeat it in back-to-back games very often. They have to do some gadget plays to get him to where he's successful, to make this offense efficient. They have to create gadget plays for Tua because he can't throw the ball downfield consistently, whether it's mechanics in his bad hip, whatever it may be. I'm sick and tired of the faith that everybody that is a Tua supporter and the faith they have that he can be better. He just hasn't shown that he can be better. I believe that Tua could be better, but I haven't seen anything that makes me cement my belief that he can be better. If Tua is going to be the man, then they have to show something early next season. They have to show it in preseason, or the guy showed in game 1 or 2. But Tua has not shown anything to me that makes me believe he can be the quarterback of an NFL franchise at this very moment. What about you, Tonk? You got 1 minute.
So since I'm not allowed to actually show products on here, I'm going to talk about what the products are. So over the past year and a half, I've been buying tablet toothpaste, tablet mouthwash, bar shampoo, bar conditioner, and bar face wash, and tablet laundry detergent. Now, there's a bunch of reasons why this stuff is good. When you're buying this tablet kind of stuff, for one, it comes in no plastic, so you're cutting out plastic intake. 2, there's less material that needs, like the tablets, they send me 200 of them in a little jar like this big, so it requires less material on top of not even having to have plastic. And 3, when you're buying tablet toothpaste and bar shampoo and bar conditioner, when we would buy it before in a tube or a bottle with liquid in it, it has to have preservatives because of the active ingredients. So when you buy it as a tablet or you buy it as a bar, there's no liquid, so there's no preservatives.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
It's healthier by default.
Yeah.
So you're cutting out plastic, you're cutting out materials, and you're using a healthier product by default. It's not a new, better preservative, a natural preservative. Yeah. It doesn't need preservatives because it's not a liquid, and it lasts a lot longer. It's so you can't see. So this is the tablet stuff.
Okay. That's awesome.
And
dude, that's cool, man. Dude, Tonk, this was a blast, dude. When we get some more graphics and get some videos going and we get the little game show thing going, bro, this is going to be so dope.
Yeah,
I really appreciate
comments, suggestions, where I can improve, where Mike can improve. You know, if I messed up, thank you for, when I said stuff about Matthew Stafford, hey, I'll try to be better. I'm going to try every time. I'm going to try to be better. And I really like this. So I'm gonna let you take over because you're doing Mike on the mic. Do you want me to stay on here with you, or is this solo?
No, it's gonna be a solo. But real quick before you get off, man, thanks for TMI. Thanks for TMI Tuesday, Tonk. I had a blast, man. It was a whole lot of fun. And guys, we're gonna do a special open mic with Mike on the mic. As soon as this show's done, we're gonna end this broadcast. We're gonna go to another broadcast, and I'm gonna jump on solo style and I'm going to bring everybody that's in the comments now. Make sure you join the other video. Go like this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Share the video. This segment, this show is going to get really, really fun. Make sure you catch Big Kev and cashing tickets with Brandon the Bookie. Make sure you catch the Fins Tailgate as always. He's, El Capitan is putting out mad content right now. So make sure you're always checking for the Fins Tailgate. And we're going to have a lot of fun. Tonk, you're welcome to come over to the other show as well if you want. I'm gonna basically, we're gonna do I'll explain the rules when we go over there, but guys, thank y'all so very much for being here. We're about to bring the fans onto the Fins Tailgate, and we're gonna have the tailgate party that never stops
Yeah,
our
so this
way
is going.
tonight.
This is gonna keep it going. The fans tailgate. A nice time with
Yes,
you, by
sir.
the way.
Yeah, appreciate you, Tonk. I'll see you next week, man. Bubba, appreciate you.
Oh, man.